Killa C.
My roommate is not a vampire, and this chapter is called The Embrace of Passion. Late one night, Octavia was quietly reading a book in her downtown apartment when the key turned in the lock, and the door burst open and shut. A pale white unicorn with a long black cape staggered into the room and collapsed on the rug in front of her. Her roommate, Vinyl Scratch, laid silent and motionless on the floor. Octavia licked her hoof and turned the next page of her book. Vinyl was silent for nearly 10 seconds before she started twitching and groaning piteously. Octavia kept reading. Vinyl groaned again, much louder this time. Octavia turned the next page of her book. Vinyl bounced up to her hooves. Octavia, I have super big news for you. Octavia kept reading. Vinyl gazed at her for a moment before sighing heavily and quickly turning away, her long black cape flaring as she did so. Octavia, this isn't easy for me to tell you, but I had an experience tonight. Vinyl slowly moved her sunglasses as she spoke. I was coming home from a club and, on a whim, I decided to take a shortcut through the darkened alley. But what I didn't realize was that darkness waiting in the alley just wasn't normal darkness. It was extra darkness. I was attacked and bitten by a monster. Vinyl whirled around to face Octavia, and her cape flapped dramatically. Yes, Octavia, it's true. I am Nosferatu, la vampire. I am a vampire. She rose to her rear hooves and spread her forelegs wide, her black cape dangling from them like bat's wings. That's nice, Vinyl. Octavia turned another page. Vinyl fell back to her hooves and turned away again. She laughed bitterly. Yes, I too would be skeptical if some pony said something that would so profoundly shatter my preconceived notions of what is true and what is fantasy. Most ponies know on a subconscious level that there is darkness out there, but they prefer to keep themselves blinded in the light. But now, I have become a creature of that darkness, and as such, to me the light is now an anathema. Vinyl pulled back her cape and shielded herself from the light of the lamp over on Octavia's chair and hissed in fear. From this night forward, I will live with my sister Wolf and my brother Raven in the darkened wilderness of the night. The comforts of the modern pony are no longer for me. No more shall I use the mirror or the refrigerator. Octavia's eyes rose from her book and gave Vinyl an irritated look up and down. If you are a vampire, then where are your fangs? Vinyl reached and touched a hoof to her teeth. They're, retracted. Yeah, that's it. My razor-sharp fangs, like those of any other vampire, I lost it, are retractable. They only appear from their gum sheaths in a moment of anger or passion. Vinyl raised a suggestive eyebrow towards Octavia. Octavia lowered her book and momentarily gazed over it. Gum sheaths? Did you think that one up yourself, or did you read it somewhere? Either way, you should feel ashamed. Vinyl grinned. No way, Octi. Being a vampire is awesome. We get capes and teeth, shape-shifting magical powers, plus supernatural charisma. Vinyl lidded her eyes and adopted a sultry tone. It's why you feel so attracted to me right now, Octavia. Becoming a vampire has increased my raw animal magnetism. 100-fold, that is. I bet it's all you can do to stay in your chair reading your dumb book. Vinyl took a step closer. What you really want to do is throw yourself upon me and cry out in passion, begging for me to bestow upon you the dark kiss and make you my child of darkness, so we can walk the centuries together for, centuries. Octavia lowered her book slightly to give Vinyl the world's biggest "my lack of amusement is matched only by my disappointment with you" glare before returning to reading. But Vinyl crept closer. You may have noted my parlor this evening is disturbingly pale, perhaps even described as one from beyond the grave. This is because, as a creature of darkness, I have been drained of my own life force, my vitality, my sanguinity. I knew it was a mistake to teach you to read, and the only way I can feel the passion is to dally with a mortal such as yourself. Vinyl laid one hoof on the back of Octavia's chair and whispered into her ear, "Allow me to take you to heights of passion, to the darkest plateaus of ecstasy, to the most erotic." Vinyl laid her book on her lap. No, Octavia laid her book on her lap. "Vinyl, if you say dark or passion again this evening, I will put you in the ground in a way you won't be able to come back from." Vinyl grinned and reared back. But as an undead creature of the night, I am supernaturally resistant to all forms of physical trauma. I'm afraid I'm only... Octavia put her book down, reached into her music case next to her chair, then poked Vinyl in the chest with her bow. Vinyl stumbled back, clutching her heart. The wood from the tree! It's my only weakness! How did you know? Its touch burns. Did you have your cello stick blessed by a cleric? Double bass, and it's a bow. Whatever. Vinyl collapsed on the floor, her black cape pooling beneath her. I am almost destroyed. My powers have run out. She kicked her legs feebly. I may only be saved by the blood of a maiden, or some pony pure of heart, some pony like you, Octavia. Octavia gestured menacingly with her bow. Vinyl let out a hoarse cough. A horse cough? Really? I'm dying, Octavia. You're the only pony who can save me. Just come here and put your neck in my mouth. I'll only take a little blood from you, I promise. Just enough to restore me to strength. Vinyl waited. Come on. Think of all the things I've seen in my untold centuries of life. I'm like living history. I saw the founding of Equestria, hung out with all kinds of historical ponies that were all secretly vampires like me. Like, Beethoven. Beethoven. You knew Beethoven? Octavia's skepticism was maximum. Yeah? I helped him invent the piano or whatever. Vinyl wiggled on her cape. Oh, the agony. Octavia, please. Put me out of my misery. I don't want to live forever if I can't live with you. She turned away and a single tear glittered down glared down the side of her cheek. Octavia put her book... How many times is she going to put down the fucking book? Put her book aside and...
put it down as many times as
right, maybe it's like a nervous tick. She keeps picking it up, putting it down, picking it up, putting it down. All right, so for the fourth time, she put her book down, brandishing her bow. There we go. Octavia put her book aside and slowly rose, brandishing her bow. I think a filthy creature like you ought to be destroyed. You don't belong in this world. Yes, I'm a filthy creature of the night. You better destroy me. Octavia stepped closer. Your gross and vulgar sensuality is disdained to my stage sensibilities. I think so? Probably? Octavia leaned down close. Vinyl could feel her breath. I think I should slay you. There we go. All right. Vinyl half sat up. Octi the Vampire Slayer. That's awesome. Cello player by day. Octavia poked her bow into Vinyl's chest again, forcing her back down. She gave Vinyl a pitiless look and growled, What a pathetic vampire, begging to be slain like this. Yes, Octavia, slay me good. Octavia hesitated, resting the tip of her bow on Vinyl's chest. Vinyl wiggled on the cape, looking up. Then she got a sly look in her eye. Oh, I see that despite your anti-vampire fever, our sexy heroine falls for her seductive arch-nemesis. What a twist. Vinyl reached out and tugged at Octavia's ankles. Octavia slowly sank to the floor as Vinyl wrapped her legs around her. She fell for a sneak attack. Now she's at the vampire's tender mercies. Vinyl drew her close. They were mere inches apart. Octavia batted her lashes and whispered, Oh no, you've got me. Are you going to suck my blood now? Oh yes, now I shall feed. Vinyl wrapped her legs around Octavia's neck for a second time and slipped her nose under Octavia's chin. Octavia closed her eyes and turned her head, exposing her slender neck. Vinyl licked her lips and gently laid a kiss on Octavia's neck. Octavia sighed gently. That's one. It takes 3 bites from a vampire to turn you and make you my servant. Only 3. Vinyl stuck her nose under Octavia's jaw and nosed her up. Vinyl stuck her nose under Octavia's jaw and nosed... Oh, I get it. Octavia lifted her head and Vinyl kissed her on the throat. That's 2. Octavia sighed again and a smile touched her lips. She cracked her eyes open and peeked through her lashes down at Vinyl. Vinyl reached up and gently lowered Octavia's face to her own. They shared breaths, staring into each other's eyes before Vinyl laid a slow kiss on Octavia's lips. Octavia smiled. That's 3. She pulled Vinyl close and stuck her nose into Vinyl's mane, breathing her comfortable scent. Vinyl murmured, Mm-hmm. You know what that means, right? I'm yours forever. Octavia sighed in pleasure, simply content being close to the pony she loved. She sniffed. She raised her head from Vinyl's mane, wrinkled her nose, and sniffed again. She frowned and cracked her eyes open. Vinyl, I smell pee. Huh? Octavia, you must be imagining things, she said dreamily. No, really, it's gross. Octavia half sat up and experimentally sniffed herself. Then she sniffed Vinyl. Finally, she sniffed the black cape which they both laid on. She squirmed back in disgust. Oh, Vinyl! Where did you get this cape? I found it. Where did you find it? In an alley in the dumpster. Can you believe some pony was trying to throw away this awesome vampire cape? Can I believe some pony was trying to throw away trash? Yes, I can believe that. She pushed Vinyl away. Come on, Octi. Can't we just enjoy this moment here, together? Enjoy laying on a pea-soaked dumpster cape. No. She gave Vinyl a solid shove and stood up. I'm going to take a shower. She looked over her shoulder, then down. Her voice was stern. I expect you to have that rug cleaned. She entered the bathroom and closed the door behind her. The sound of the shower came through the door. Vinyl feebly reached out and touched the empty spot where Octavia had just laid. She groaned in frustration, flailing her legs uselessly. Just put a stake in me and be done with it. The bathroom door cracked open and steam poured out. Octavia's voice echoed from inside. Vinyl, You stink. Vinyl rolled upright, her ears perked. Yeah? So get in here, you filthy vampire. Vinyl scrambled to her hooves and raced to the steamy bathroom. And take off that disgusting cape. The long black cape fluttered to the floor, and the bathroom door clicked shut behind Vinyl. The end.